Hi, everybody. I'm Dr. Gail, and here's Mary. Thank you for joining us today, and welcome, Mary. It was always fun to have you here. You're so full of energy. Yep, so fun. But let me say hello to the people who are here. Hi, Gigi. Hi, Teresa. Hey, Tina. Hey, Susie. Hey, Ollie. Let me see if I can scroll down without skipping. I don't think that's going to happen. I think it's going to skip. There we go. Oh, hey, Juno. Hey, Vivian. Hey, Butterfly Kisses. Oh, and then it skipped. Um, thanks for joining us today. Let's see who else is here. Oh, say now. Hey, Wendy. Let's see. Tracy, we've got Wendy Lapo. Thanks for joining us. Hey, Patty 73. Thanks for joining us today, everybody. We will be doing Q&A, and I did not put out it before ahead of time, but you can go ahead and start putting in your questions, and Mary and I will be addressing those as soon. Hey, Prince Sherman's mom. Hey, J.A.E. Marcus. Hey, how are you doing? Thanks for joining us today. And again, thank you, Mary, for joining us today. Mary, tell us about what's going on at the Rustic Raven.
Oh, I'm tired, Gail.
I know. Well, I when I was practicing chiropractic, I put on 2 events like that one year after year, and it was huge. And it was, we did it. I think we did it down at Timrod Park. We took up the whole park. It was, and it was a big job, and it is exhausting. So tell us about everything else.
Well, I've started the nonprofit Earth and Stars Spiritual Wellness Center, and right now we're in this space where we're building funds in order to create this retreat space. And that retreat space will be the alien base on the East Coast for all of you guys. And also, it has a lot of other elements to it. You know, we're wanting to eat clean, be self-sustaining, as well as the spiritual services. We want to have mazes and fire walking and lots of different things there to test you spiritually and physically and bring you through into those spaces. But we're in the money raising part of this. So we've been having a few different fundraisers. We did a tie-dye event, and then this past weekend we did a kids event where we had a petting zoo and pony rides and bounce houses, and a fire truck came out, and we did kids tie-dye, and the Florida Area Humane Society was here along with our open mic. So we were playing some cowboy music for the kids and stuff like that. It was great, but it was so hot. Yeah. It was, I think it was 93 degrees, and then you had the humidity because it's been raining. So I think our index was like 108 or something, and we were out there for 5 hours, 4 hours, something like that. So I was just telling Gail right before the live, I said, I still don't feel like I'm in my body. I feel like I did a 4-hour sweat lodge where you're just out there like, hello, you're being a fairy for the children, blowing bubbles out of your fingertips. And, you know, I don't feel like I'm me yet. I still feel like I'm wandering into the cosmos somewhere out there.
So is there anything in the future coming up?
In October, I will be with Susan Lynn and a few other YouTubers out in Chicago at the Connect to Empower event. So I'll be speaking out there and getting to see a lot of you guys in person who I normally have virtual sessions with. You guys will get to be out there and to have one-on-one meets with us. And I don't know if it's gone public yet or not, but we're going to have a costume party meet and greet one night where we get to dress up as one of our past lives, and I'm just trying to decide which one I want to do.
Oh, that would be tough.
It will be tough. By the time you have so many, really, I'm like, well, I want to dress up like my Atlantean princess self, and then like, what does that look like? Yeah. I want to dress up like my Arcturian self. Just paint yourself blue and walk.
Get some blue tights.
Yeah. Put some feathers and a mohawk across your head.
That would be
tough.
I
like that idea, actually. I'm going to figure out how to do that.
That'd be pretty easy.
Cockatoo.
Yeah, you could, or peacock feathers. That'd be pretty, just hanging down.
It'll be nice. It'll be good. But I'm excited to get out there. It's a long journey for me. But I think it's a long journey for everyone going out there. Kevin, he's from Canada. So there's quite a few people who's going to be out there. But everything I'm doing, we're just taking our appointments, seeing you guys, making sure you guys are where you want to be emotionally, and just planning more things for the future to deepen this as much as we can.
So are any of your appointments or gifts or anything, have those expanded or changed that you're added to what you're doing?
Everything's constantly cycling and changing. Right now, I'm also in the process of teaching advanced shamanic skills. And, I teach the medicine wheel all the time. And so I'm in the process of recording my advanced class. And this is a 13-month course. And so I'm constantly cycling through this one. Instead of it being the medicine wheel, I'm doing the sacred spiral. So we're hitting a different chakra every time we go through. We're deepening into different layers and levels and everything that comes up. And so it's just a whole lot, keeps cycling through. We've gone from ancestral healings to now it's just lineage healing, where we're just taking care of that whole line. A lot of the time, and my appointments have changed to mostly, a couple of years ago, every appointment that I had, we were lucky if we got through one full soul retrieval and cleared all of the chakras because of the processing time that it took for the client and things like that. And now we're just blowing through them. Now a single client we can get through I don't know if it's the people that are being sent or if it's the level, like the level of consciousness in the collective right now. Everything seems to be deepening for everybody. So now a client that comes in, we can get through sometimes 3 soul retrievals and past life regressions and a clearing by the time our time's up. So there's a lot of deepening and expanding that's happening through all of our sessions.
Yeah, I have found that my guides are coming in and helping me actually go over and do some of the work, especially on my healing show. They're like, yeah, you keep on and we're going to go here and take care of this. And I'm like, which would take me a long, not a long time, but they're helping me so I can move on faster too, which I think is something new. Where did this come from? So
I did have one alien guide sit down in my body at one point. All of this, I was just telling you, Gail, that I have these alien encounters and then they completely just go out of my mind because they're a normal every day, all day I'm talking with my guides. Every day, all day I'm doing healing work. And I don't write those things down because they're normal experiences, even though they're all completely weird and not normal. So when I have these alien experiences, unless it has to do with the future, I don't write it down and then I forget it. But that was reminding me that recently we've come into, and I might have mentioned it last time, I don't remember, we're doing DNA repairs. So we did I was working on one client and they were like, okay, we need to do a DNA repair. And the alien came in and was like, get out of my way. And the alien just sat down in my body and starts doing everything. And I even told the client, I was like, okay, I'm not doing anything right now. This alien's taking over and doing some DNA repair on you. And they were just working through my energy.
Right.
Very interesting.
so yeah, well, that's helping us speed up for sure. We step back and watch them work. It's really strange, but you still don't remember any of your latest alien encounters.
No.
Okay.
My way of remembering is being like, oh, I'm gonna send this to Gail, and then I just completely forget. And I don't know why I think I'll remember if I text you about it, and then I don't. But I have noticed that there has been a slight increase in activity in my home over the past 2 to 3 weeks. Whereas for a long time there was no activity, but the last 2 to 3 weeks, it's been, it started with cats. And anytime I see energy cats in my home, that usually tells me that the timelines are shifting or changing, where things where 2 timelines merge. And then it kind of turned into weird beings that I've never seen before. One, like last night, there was one that looked like a tabletop. It was just sitting in my room, and then I was like, what are you doing here? And it just kind of crawled away and left.
Oh, it crawled away.
I was like, I don't know. That's one thing we'll have to talk to Gail about, just crawling tables.
Well, the most unusual one I think I've heard is yesterday with Terry saying that when she said her first encounter was when she was a child, and they showed up as pile of shit. Yeah, and it turned out to be rock formations later, how it developed. But that's how, as a child, she saw it. And so I asked her, so what did you say? What did you say? What was it? So,
energy crap, man. I'm telling you, it's a thing.
yes. So, well, me, I've been working with the elementals more.
Yes.
With, even recently, I've been working with them, and that they have just keep showing up for me. And also yesterday, somebody was asking about it or reading or asking for a card, and they came up with the Argarthans, which I apparently studied them way back when, but I didn't remember it. And they tend to be inner earth beings also, like the Lemurians. And I didn't know. I had to reread it and find out more about them. But it said, in one place, it said that some people think they are the fairies. But I'm going, wait a minute. One place you read that they're like 8 feet tall, and then the next place that they're the fairies. So there's a lot of different information out there about that I'm going to keep listening to or looking at. Or anyway, because the Garthans that they're and it said that they're here in Mount Shasta, so that's something new for me. So I'm gonna have to check that out. But as I said, I've been working with the elementals, which that is not what I thought I'd be working with. I know they're really connected to the Lemurians, but they're on Earth. The Lemurians are in Earth, so I just don't know. You never know what's going to happen. Never know.
To see how these things connect, because I was recording just this morning. I just was telling you about the advanced shamanism course that I'm recording, and I did lesson 9 this morning, I think. And everything that you were just saying was stuff that was in that. The elementals, the nature spirits, fairies came up, sprites came up, all of those things. Because really, if we think about Mother Earth, it's an entire body. The earth is one body. Right. And so all of these fairies and sprites and dryads and all of these spirits that we see as taking on parts or elements, they take on elementals, or they take on parts of the earth, such as hills. It's believed that like trolls and gnomes lived in caves or rocks or things like that, and they were just caretakers and harmony keepers of those particular formations. Giants were thought to live in the hills and in the mountains, and they just care for certain parts. But when we look at it from a higher perspective, those are just like parts of the earth's body, and how we personify those energies in order to understand. So I don't know if I'm making sense, but like my pinky is going to have a completely different energy than my ear. So right. If you're a teeny tiny little ant crawling around on my body, you might call my ear the shrine, and like there might be certain beings and energies that live in the ear. But when you really step back, if you were a hawk or a bird, you'd be like, oh, but that's all one body. And so that's kind of how we're interacting all of the different spirits and energies of the earth and relating it to the whole. And the earth itself has its own chakras. It has ley lines, which are energy systems or like veins. So we're really looking at the earth as if it were a body, and how we reflect, and our bodies reflect the earth. So I think Mount Shasta is considered the root chakra.
It is the root chakra. Mm-hmm.
And even that reflects directly into the Pleiadian star system, where each of the 7 sisters is considered a different chakra. So that directly reflects the earth body as well.
Yeah.
So the Pleiadians.
But the last thing that I did was working with the elementals, or actually the fairies and the Lemurians. The last job I did. So that's the first time I would work with them together. One stayed in Earth and one was on Earth, which I'm sitting there going, why me? Why do y'all need me? And I kept going, you're the conduit between the universe and Earth. And I'm going,
yes,
I'm a conduit. Okay. But I think everybody on Earth is a conduit.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I think we're absorbing a lot of energy that's coming from the universe to the Earth. And I think that's being stepped up. And a lot of people are having issues with that. But so I think all us little human beings walking around, and also the animals and everybody are absorbing that energy that's coming through. Are you seeing that a lot too with your people that you're seeing that are having some more energy issues?
Honestly, I've been seeing that a lot more outside of me, like with uh, technology and things like that, where things are just, especially last week, where things are just crashing and not acting right. And everyone seemed to be having this of energy where everyone just seemed to be powering down, like they don't have any energy to keep pushing forward. So it's almost like externally we're feeling the hit.
Yeah.
And it's just like wearing on our energy a little bit.
Well, when this last job, when the elementals came to me, it was the day that I had a live, that they did all sorts of things trying to get my attention. They hid my lipstick, hid my glasses. They turned my ceiling fan off. It just kept going on and on and on, everything that they were doing, trying to get my attention. Now, they are the loudest group I've ever dealt with. And so it makes sense that they were doing all that stuff for me. And I kept thinking, I forgot to bring them chocolate yesterday when I went down to see them, because I always take them like 3 chocolate kisses. And I thought it was because I didn't take that. No, they had a job for me, because the next day I was running down there to hear the 3 kisses. Don't pull any more stuff.
Anyway. So is there an element you're working with right now, or just kind of all of them at the same time?
I work mainly with the fairies and the gnomes is what I've been working with. I haven't worked with all of them yet, but they are probably the noisiest, loudest, I don't know, the group that I've dealt with, because first thing when I met them, when they came into my bedroom and woke me up one night, they're going, "Where are the elementals? Where are the elementals?" And I'm like, okay, y'all are noisy. And so anyway, so it seems like they always do everything big, like to get my attention. Or maybe it takes more to get my attention from them. I'm not sure, because they're little.
The fairies will do that. They really will. We have fairies and trolls that live in certain areas of this place, but the trolls are like very territorial and in their own space, and they don't really get out much. And I get this sense that they don't like the fairies very much, and the fairies kind of pick at them a little bit too. But our fairies have gotten loud before. When we very first moved into this building, 5 years ago, something like that, I had the sense that fairies lived in a very specific room, like that garden room downstairs where this got all of those glass windows everywhere. I had the sense that they were there, but I didn't know what to do about them or anything. And I had a fairy book that was left in there. And I came in one day and the book had been thrown across the room, open to a certain page. And like all this stuff had been moved, and I just had the sense, oh, they're mad about something. Come to find out, I had taken in a stray cat, and they were mad that the cat was in the building because the cat chases the fairies. I actually have one of the fairies on my camera. I'll have to find it, because it looks just like a little person. It looks just like Tinkerbell, but like all white. You can see the little feet, the little legs. It's insane. It's insane. But there was one employee here in particular that the fairies didn't like. And I think it's because she was the only one that didn't leave them like chocolate or coins or things like that. And they used to take glitter or dirt, like just little pieces of anything, and leave little tracks all over her room downstairs. And she'd get mad. She'd be like, "Who was in my room?" And I'd be like, "No one was in your stupid room. No one cares about your room." And, eventually she found like little pennies stacked up on the top of her pictures that she had hanging on the wall also. And she called me in there, and I had about had it with her, like accusing people of being in her room. And when I see the pennies, they were like very old and bent, like the ones we had put in the fairy jar. And I said, "It's the fairies. The fairies are messing with you." So they had like some vendetta against her. They were just messing with her. She eventually left, and I haven't heard much from the fairies since then. They're pretty satisfied without her here.
Well, that's good. Well, I think it's time for us to get to some questions here. What do you think?
Yeah, I guess that's probably why these guys are here watching us. Otherwise, we could just talk to ourselves.
I know. We could keep on talking forever. Okay. All right, Susie, let's go ahead and see what questions we have. Hey, Mandy May. Hi, Dr. Gail and Mary. I think I heard one of my guides say to me that a new teacher has been added to my guidance team. Could my main guide speak to you on this? Thank you. A new teacher has been added to my guidance team. Okay. Well, let's see what we got here. You got any hits yet, man? Mary?
Kind of what I'm picking up on, I'm seeing like this bright white energy around this new teacher. So this shows me probably that there's some expansion around the crown area that's happening. And we get new guides and new teachers as we grow and mature spiritually anyways. New things that come to us. So I'm kind of seeing that. And for some reason, I feel this of energy around it as if it has something to do with our expression, or it's like this free breath feeling, as if it's something about how our energy moves and expands and grows and expresses itself. So it might be a phase you're going through.
Awesome, Mandy. I want to ask you, are you starting a new business, or are you in a business? Because I feel like this guide is here to help you with something like that. Something that you're starting up, something that's new. But I'm getting feeling of a business is what I get. Not, I guess, a teacher or advisor, but I'm getting business. So, Mandy, are you here? Can you tell me if that's, or if you're starting up some kind of business or something new that this guide has shown up for? I'm feeling that this is a temporary guide. I don't think this is a permanent guide. Mandy, you're still here? Okay. All right. So anyway, that's what I get is that, oh, there she is. I am packing up to move to Texas to be with my son. Okay. So I'm not sure that's, I think that your new guide's here for your adventures of when you get into Texas. So let me see if I can get more information about that.
For that next phase of life.
Yeah, this next phase of life. But I don't know why I feel like it's a business. Why I get the business feel from this. I guess it is the new adventures, but for some reason I get a big deal for me. Okay. All right. Well, this guide is here to help you through that. So I guess that could be classified as business. Of course it would be, because you're moving, you're changing your home, you're changing everything. So anyway, that guide's here to help you through all that. So I'm glad they're here, and that it feels like the energy is great. But I guess that's the big time expansion that you're talking about, Mary. Okay. All right. Next. Hey, Lapo, any message from my guides would be welcome. Thank you. Okay.
Oh, let's use our crystal deck.
I know I'm going to use my crystal deck, and it's this is my crystal deck, and I'm going to be using that. And let's see what we got here. I love this deck. Oh, we got the opal. Look at that opal. Look how pretty that is. And it says opal. Who needs it? The all black wardrobe set can benefit from the precious opal because it's a pop of color. And then, but practically, it says the not so prolific artist can ride fire opal's burn. So if you're an artist, this is a perfect card for you. And it says when you use it, you use it when you have something that needs to get moving, a project, a relationship, or an energetic block. So this is what is going on with the Lapo. They're just saying that you're needing a boost in something and to get you moving, a project, a relationship, or an energetic block. So I'm thinking it's an energetic block that you're having issues with. So take it, Mary, from there.
Well, I my card looks just like your card,
it does,
with the colors and the light and everything. So the one, but what this one's talking about is just like what yours is talking about. This is the cosmic womb, or the divine feminine space. And your sacral chakra is that space of creativity and action. So there might be some divine feminine healing that needs to happen here, some release of old wounds in the feminine space. And this could be that blockage that Gail is talking about. And once we remove that, then we're going to be able to create more openly.
Yeah. So when we're the next show, I'm not sure when we're doing the next healing show, the Solaris Healing Center. But if we might need to do some chakra work to help unblock that issue that you're having. Okay. All right. Next. Hey, Gino, any message from my guides? Okay. I'm going to pull from my crystal cards again. And let's see, Gino, have you put your stuff in about where to donate to you? If you can put your information in, I don't know if you've already done that yet, but Gino has a GoFundMe page. If everybody go check that out, or see if you can go help her out. Okay, I've got, this is pretty. I'm not sure how to pronounce it. Look how pretty that is. That's really pretty. And it says Hiddenite. Hiddenite. You know how to, it's HIDD. HIDD. Can you see it?
I would pronounce that Hiddenite.
Hiddenite. Okay.
Hiddenite.
All right. Who needs it? Future trippers. Bad romantics. That's who needs it. Okay. When do you use it? Okay. When you find yourself stuck in the past or too focused on the future. Hiddenite is down to make the most of every moment. If you're in a rut, call on Hiddenite to help you love your way out of it. So, to love your way, if you're in a rut, and Gino, this is probably very appropriate for you. In a rut, this stone can help you get out of that rut, and it will love your way out of it. Okay, all right, Mary.
I had the perfect storm card come up. So essentially when we're looking at the perfect storm, once again, me and Gail were right together with our answers, because that perfect storm is letting you know there's a lot happening right now. There's a lot blowing around. There might feel like there's a lot being taken from you or being blown out of your life. And the perfect storm is the card that says, this storm is perfect. This storm is coming at the time in your life when you need it the most, and it's going to move out all of the things that no longer serve you, and it's going to leave so much room for you to receive, for abundance to come in, for joy, peace. It's going to allow you room to be filled with the things that you want to be filled with moving forward. So keep your head up with whatever rut you're in or whatever storm you're going through, and just let yourself have peace in the center of that storm, knowing that it's all divine timing.
Okay. That was a great message, Gina. She's probably going, I'm in the storm and I can't see my way out of it right now. But it's going to be good. Okay. All right. Next. Hey, Vivian, may I please have a message from my spirit team? Thank you. Okay. Let's see what the crystal gods have to say. I'm pulling out two. Try to get one of them out of here. Go ahead, Mary.
I pulled out two too.
Yes. That is just so strange. Okay. All right, I got the let's see. This is a Tibetan black quartz. Tibetan black quartz.
Ooh.
And it says, who needs it? Metaphysics, occultists, Tantras, and Sagittarians. I wonder why Sagittarians. Okay. And when to use it? When you're chasing enlightenment on the meditation cushion, when you're pulling tarot cards, light up your spiritual path. And that's what this will do. Light up your spiritual path while you are chasing enlightenment on the meditation cushion or pulling tarot cards. This is a good stone to have around. Light up your spiritual path. Okay. That's pretty good.
I got this card, which is the crossing.
Same colors again.
Yes, again. So, and this is the initiation. So everything with that stone that Gail was just talking about is about your spiritual path and things like that. And this is the initiation of the spiritual path and everything that you're going through. This is an initiation into the next phase, initiation into your destiny, whatever it is that's happening. I kept the second card. I don't know what your second card would have been, but the second card that came out for me is Sky Dancers. And this really just talks about surrender. So, you know, about letting go, surrendering to your path, just letting the initiation happen. Whatever comes up during the spiritual path, just let go and let it flow.
Well, this one, yeah, it's another one, kind of a gorgeous one. And it's Danburite. Danburite. Y'all can see that. Danburite. I know it's hard to see. Okay. But it does say, who needs it? Emos, golfs, buttoned up, white collared stress cases. So anyway, this is for stress. And it says, when to use it? When the daily grind has ground you down into the pavement. When you feel like launching into space but lack astronaut training, vibing with Danburite can help you divert your busy mind away from its pesky physics ruled orientation. You're somewhere else out there. Flip on the high beams and explore. Turn on the electric light.
I like that.
That's a great card.
Turn on the high beams, it said.
That's right. Okay. All right. There you go, Vivian. All right. Next. Hey, Spirit Watcher Suzanne. Any message for my guides? And I'm being pulled to pull them from the Lemurian cards for you, Spirit Watcher Suzanne. Let's see what we got here. The Portal Keeper. Look at that card. The Portal Keeper.
Our card is the same again.
Really? Listen, I'm gonna have to.
We didn't plan this, I swear.
No. Nope. We didn't even know which cards we had. Let's see what I have here. The Portal Keeper is, of course, the portal is the unique gateways to mystical experiences, physical ability, raising your vibration, expanding consciousness, the Akashic records, past life ties, and exploring the edges of reality for significant messages. So let me look over here more on this, the Portal Keeper. I know we have people who are portal keepers, and I know people in their sleep that's part of some of their jobs is to be a portal keeper. It's saying gently explore the edges of your reality. Spend time in the forest to listen. Deepen your meditation practice. Dance yourself into ecstasy. Explore psychic tools and study new healing modalities. There you go, Spirit Watchers. And even though I know you're doing all that, it's asking you to do more, I believe. Go ahead, Mary.
Well, our cards, I got the Dragon Sword, and our cards were very similar in structure about how it looked like something that was something circular that was, and with the Dragon Sword, really it's about protecting and bringing things into yourself that you can bring into the future.
Yeah,
and
this is the portal right here is what
And you, Gail, specifically said the words with that card about past lives and the Akashic. And the Dragon Sword, what we're doing is it's bringing in healing from past lives, connecting to the Akashic and to all possible timelines from the future so that we can break chains, break old things happening, and then bring that healing into the future. So the Dragon Sword and protecting the future is really about your legacy, your healing legacy, everything that you want to be, and how you bring that into the future to allow continuity.
I'm immediately getting, Spirit Watcher Suzanne, that you need to do some self-work to allow these other things to happen. Self-work. And it looks like it to me is more in the lines of cutting cords, dealing with some past life issues, some things that you have suppressed. You might need to make an appointment with Mary on this.
While you were talking, Gail, the empty well card jumped out. So what this shows me is that there is something in there that does need to be healed, because we need to replenish. We're empty somewhere inside, and we need to crack that open and let that water start flowing through, let ourselves be replenished.
Right. And that's going to allow her to do more things that they're asking her to do. They're asking her to step up is basically what they're asking her to do. So Spirit Watcher Suzanne, that was a pretty heavy story, heavy message for you.
Turn on the high beams.
Yeah, put on the high beams. Okay, next.
She didn't like your message. She's not changing the question.
No, that's Susie. She changed the question. She's looking. Hey, Butterfly Kisses. Any messages from my ET guides? Okay. Let's see. I'm going to pull a stone card for you. Honey calcite.
Oh, that's such a pretty stone in real life.
Is it?
It's very smooth. I love it.
Okay, who needs anyone with a job to do? The brilliant but lazy. The brilliant but lazy and have a job to do. And it says any Taurus. So I'm not sure why that's related to Taurus. But anyway, when to use it. When the barriers to abundance feel too big to power through. When it's time to stop waiting your turn and stop waiting until tomorrow. Picture yourself triumphant on the other side of whatever stands in your way and call on honey calcite to kick in the door. Break through your limits. Ooh, that's pretty powerful. Break through your limits there, Butterfly Kisses. And apparently there is something that's stopping you, and that's what they're talking about is there's a block that you're needing to kick through to go to the next level. Okay, Mary.
I actually was guided more just to feel and sense that message. I did pull a card, adaptability, and just allowing yourselves to be flexible and flow with what's going on around you. But I was really more picking up more of what Gail was saying. As Gail was talking, I felt this huge pain right here in my solar plexus. That pain shot up into my chest and out into the right side of my ribs. And there is such a deep pain and sadness there. There's something definitely in that solar plexus space.
I mean, that color.
Yeah, the honey. So there's definitely something in that solar plexus space that's taken a hit around your personal power, around your worthiness, your worth, your value. There's something there that has really taken a hit that we need to be able to comfort and to heal so that we can eventually break through up into that heart space. But I'm sensing that there's something here that really needs to just be comforted, held, be gentle with it, not try to force it through, and just really nurture yourself as you go through that healing process in that area.
That's good. Okay, next. Okay. Hey, Debbie, do my guides have any information concerning my health or whatever they feel I need? Your health. Okay. Let's see what card deck. So I'll go ahead and pull from the stone. I'm going to start off with the stone cards first and then see what I get from that about your health. Now, we are going to be doing the Solaris Healing Center this week. We haven't made an announcement. We haven't decided exactly when yet, but it will be this week, Debbie. So be sure to look for that. And the easiest way to make sure you get notification is to, if you subscribe and you hit the bell, then you'll get a notification about 30 minutes early that when we're coming on. We will make an announcement before 30 minutes, but just in case you want to know when we're coming on. Okay, and I get Ruby. Ruby, I love Ruby. Okay. It says it's for anyone with something worth fighting for, any Aries. And then it says, when to use it? When you want to show the world you're both beautiful and ferocious. When your sex life needs a heaping tablespoon of spice. When the doldrums have you down, reach for Ruby and some really red lipstick and come out swinging. Feed your fires. Okay, go ahead, Mary, and I'm going to tap in more into her.
Your South Carolina was showing. Say fire again.
Fire.
You said fars. You're fars.
Fars. My southern roots.
You're far. Anyways, I love you, Gail. I love you. Okay, so as soon as she started talking about health, immediately my mind was tapping into the body and seeing spaces light up. And I was drawn to the feet a lot. So whether this is gout or arthritic feet or some type of neuropathy or anything that could energetically just be about moving forward or fear of moving forward or inability to move forward, all of that kind of gathered and concentrated at the root space. And the root space I saw lit up pretty big. And then Gail pulled the ruby card, and the root space is signaled by the color red. So that went right hand in hand. And the root space, I'm sensing that there's something there that's not completely secure or steady. So this would also be healing work. But the card that I pulled only halfway came out of the deck, and it is the root girl talking about that root space with those red colors. So since it only half came out of the deck, what it's showing me is that there might be some past trauma, something from childhood that you need to deal with. You feel it coming up, but you might not quite be ready to face that space yet. And so it's okay to get surface healing done, such as just energetic removal of blockages and Reiki or things like that, if you don't really want to have to face the issues head on. But this is coming up for you, and ultimately facing that trauma is going to be what unlocks everything through your root and your legs and brings security and stability to that root space for everything up here.
Sounds good. I really don't have much to add to that because of going from the root chakra to some trauma, because I'm getting that there is some issues there, but it seems like it's more kind of systemic or issues that she's also having, and a lot of it is steering from that. So anyway, we can dive more into that a little bit, Debbie, when on the Slayer's Healing Center. So be sure to watch out for that. Okay. All right. Next. Hey, Prince Charming's mom, may I have a message from my guides? Okay. I'm having so much fun with these crystal cards. We'll pull the first out of that one. I'm trying to pull out two again. Nope, that's only one. And I pulled out Howlite. Howlite. Okay, who needs it? The people who are overstimulated, minimalists, living in a maximalist world. Okay, when to use it? When you need a break from the never-ending onslaught of DMs, meeting requests, and trending stories. Less is more, none is most. Howlite can help. Organize your headspace. So Howlite will help you organize your headspace, especially when it's busy with everything. It looks like Howlite's the one that's going to de-stress you and try to calm you down and get a little more organized. So that's a pretty good card for all of us, probably. So go ahead, Mary.
So these messages go really hand in hand. I would suggest grabbing some Howlite. It's fairly cheap and it's a beautiful stone. I love to work with Howlite. And I came to the whale song card. And essentially with this card, the only part we need to focus on is that there's a whale in the middle and it's in this bubble, right? And so what I'm sensing happening is that there's so much going on out here that it's bringing negative energy into here. But what the Howlite will help you with, and what I'm being guided to remind you of, is that what's out here is merely a projected bubble of what's in here. So you need to really work on your positivity, saying positive words, positive self-talk, releasing any thoughts that you have around how you're not good enough or how you can't accomplish or you're not strong enough or you're less than other people, letting all of those things go so that you actually vibrate with positivity. And that's going to start moving into all of this outer stuff so that the outer stuff doesn't seem so big and heavy anymore.
Well, there you go, Prince Charming's mom. I think we probably all need some Howlite, at least somewhere around our house.
You were like, who needs it? And I was like, me.
Everybody. Okay. All right. Next. Oh, we lost Susie. Susie's gone.
Susan!
I don't know, Susie, where's she gone? So I'm going to have to look to see what she's highlighted here. Hold on. I just looked down there and she's gone. Let's see, who do we, okay, Prince Charming's mom's last one. So let me go up here and see who's next. A security blanket's gone.
I'll be your blanket.
Yeah, you can be my blanket.
That was me laying on your body.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Right, let's see. Wow, we have a lot of questions. And here I am taking it, trying to find it. Let's see. Let me see if I can hit this and get it over there. Find out where we're at. No. It wasn't going to be that easy.
I feel like one of the things that I pulled a card on the Will-O-Wisp, and of course I was thinking about like wishes and treasures and the shadows and things like that, but we ended up talking about fairies and all of those things. Yeah. And Will-O-Wisps are actually thought in, I think in Scottish culture, they're thought to be the nature beings that live in marshes. So that might be something we can start trying to connect to as we're connecting to elementals. Find a marsh somewhere and see if we can catch a will.
Trying to connect the elementals? This girl hadn't been trying to connect.
They're just screaming at you and chasing you around.
Chasing me around and harassing me. Now I have to do some work for them whenever they're doing that. Okay, looks like our next one is Janie. There we go. All right, Janie. I've tried to connect to guides, but I'm just not sure. Try to remember a dream, nothing. Janie, you're not alone. There's a lot of people who are like that. So, Mary, do you have some advice for her?
I literally didn't remember any of my ET experiences when I got on the ET show an hour ago. I was like, why don't you write stuff
down? I just went through that, Janie. But me, if I keep a pad and pen under my bed all the time. But I find my best thing is whenever you have some kind of memory or you're not going to remember in the morning, no way. I pull my phone up and I put a couple of words in it, and then it jogs my memory for the next morning when I see it, and I go, oh, what was that all about? And then I'll start remembering it. But it's not uncommon for you not to remember being connected. So connecting to, here's Susie coming back on. Trying to connect to you guys. It is just going to take time. For me, I started meditating is how it happened for me, even though meditation comes in the form of getting out on the trails, walking, also in my car. They'll come in on my car. And of course, I don't have any boundaries for them anymore. But meditation's how they started. So I trying to remember your dream. That's the only thing I can say is if you wake up in the middle of the night and you had a dream, write a couple of words down on your phone so you can jog your memory in the morning. So, Mary, any more advice for the one?
That's great advice. And I mean, you're not the only person I send text messages to when things happen. I don't know why I send text messages to people instead of just writing it down so I can read it. But that's really all it is that when you're in the dream state or the astral realms or even meditating, you're in a completely different vibrational space and frequency. So when you come back to like your normal day-to-day frequency, it's hard to remember what happened in those realms. Even things that happen that you're like, oh, I'll never forget this because it was so life-changing. Your body will begin to eventually forget it, or at least forget the sharp details if you don't write it down. So journaling and dream journals and things like that are important. Who's talking to you right now?
They're telling me they're communicating with her. She's not paying attention. They're coming to you. Smells, sounds, songs. They are talking to you, Janie. You're just not listening. Okay. If you're seeing some kind of odd smell that's in your house that reminds you of somebody, that say somebody who's passed away, that is contacting you, and that they're showing me that they're doing that they did do that with me too. They're showing me smells. They're showing me songs that they're putting in your head. If a song pops into your head and you don't know where it came from, look at the lyrics. They're sending you a message. And that's what they're telling me, is they are talking to you. You're not listening. So anyway, it's not that you're not listening. It's just that you don't know that that's what they're doing. So don't doubt when you do get a message that pops in your head. That is them. If you're driving down the road and something pops in your head, that is them. Don't question it. Okay, that's what was coming in my head, because they were just really, we're talking to her.
Yeah, you were like looking around. I was like, who is she talking to? Are the elementals attacking her right now?
No, but her guys were getting a little noisy there. They were just really wanting to let her know, we are talking to you. We are here. So, okay. So there you go, Janie. Hey, Tina. Hi, Mary and Gail. Any messages that I need to know from my guides, galactic or other? I have a lot of health healing I'm experiencing right now. Okay, let's see. I'm going to be pulling some of the Marian cards. And they're immediately showing me sunlight, like sunlight at the end of the tunnel. Oh, high heart chakra is what I pulled. High heart chakra. Static bliss. Let me look this up more. Do you have anything on the high heart chakra?
Look, that high heart is real close to the low throat. So there might be some things that need to release in a loving way. You need to express it in a loving way. But anyways, the light at the end of the tunnel, the card I ended up with is the Drifter. And with the Drifter, everything that happens with the Drifter is about experiencing life as it comes. Just letting yourself be wherever you are at any given moment. If you're hurting and you need to rest, just feel the pain fully and let yourself rest, because there is a light at the end of the tunnel. It will end. It won't always be this way, but allowing yourself to experience all of life, the fullness of life, not just the good parts and the happy parts and the pain-free and the, all those joyful parts that we all want. That's not really life. Life is all of the parts that it is entailing, and that's just what it's telling you. You're here to experience all of life, and this is just one little part that you're in right now, so you can release the suffering around that and just flow through it.
Yeah, there's somebody on the end of that tunnel that has like a flashlight for her to follow it, do it. So, but anyway, the high heart chakra, it says divine love, selflessness, spiritual compassion, oneness through heart-centered bliss, healing, gratitude, giving love, dharma, patience, and joy. And it says, restore. Consider your life purpose by exploring what allows you to give in joy. And then, of course, Mary already has said where it was. It's at the thymus gland behind your sternum. And the theme is the way you can bring joy to yourself and others. So that's the high heart chakra. But that flashlight, I'm going to say it's a guy standing over there with the flashlight, but I'm not sure. It's just somebody back there with the flashlight saying, this is the way. This is the way. Come to this way. So anything else, Mary?
No, when you were talking about the sternum, for some reason my mind went to the xiphoid process, which is the opposite side. It's right here. Yeah. But I did actually end up doing a healing on the xiphoid process on a client for the first time. We do healings on all other parts of the body, but the xiphoid process specifically came up as the space in the body that holds everything together. So when you feel like that you're having to hold everything together or everything's going to fall apart, we put stress on that xiphoid process right there. And it expresses a lot of the time through back pain in the middle of the back and between those shoulder blades. So
yeah, and gallbladder.
Okay,
all right, next. As we're healing each other by Pureit White, am I working with the aliens at night? And what is my work? Okay, let's see what we got here. Immediately I get, yes, you're working with the aliens at night. Let me get a confirmation on that. Yes. She's on a spaceship. You're not working on a spaceship. So let me dive into that. Mary, do you have anything on that?
You're going to have to interpret. So I get visions, but I don't know all the little things about the aliens or the spaceships or their jobs or anything like that. And the vision that I got was an immediate yes, just like Gail. But the vision I got was of someone with this big flat shovel, like shoveling people up and moving them, not to throw them away, but to just like move them, just shoveling and moving. So you interpret that, put that into a job category. I don't know what that means.
Well, she's not working on a spaceship, so maybe let's see. She's working on a planet. She's working on a different planet. No. Is she working with the aliens on Earth? Yes. Okay. So she's shoveling people around here on Earth. Now, I don't know that part, but she is working on Earth with the ETs. And let's see. I just see you working with a group of them. Who are they? I'm not sure what the species are. Is it tall whites? Okay. It's not actually the tall whites, but we would throw them in that category of the tall whites. Just because they look tall and white, we just categorize things like that.
I was seeing a lot of white energy. Yeah.
But you're working with them, and you're working with them here on Earth. So I'm not exactly what your job is with them, but you look like you're actually one of them. And so you're working with them here on Earth, and I'm sure it's part of the ascension process. Let's see if that's what you're doing.
I'd be curious if this person is a healer of some sort in their day-to-day life.
Yeah, I think she is. I know she has her YouTube channel also.
Okay, because I'm not familiar with this particular person, but when I am seeing her shovel under their feet and move them, it's not to throw them away. It's as if she's cleaning up. I get the word clean up, but it's like cleaning up their whole body as she picks them up with the shovel. So that to me might maybe translate to some sort of healing work.
Right. Or could it translate as she is working here on Earth, on the ground, with them, not in outer space. So there you go. Let's see. Pirouette. That's you are working with them, but you're working with them on Earth, and it is part of the ascension process. So I'm thinking you are doing some healing, cleaning up, shoveling, whatever, cleaning them up to help this ascension process here. Okay, there we go. Okay, all right. Next, and this will be our last one. Oh, it will be our last one. She's gone again. Okay, let me go find this. See where we're at. Obviously, she's having some trouble with her computer.
I kiss you all because you're all so beautiful and I love you.
Oh, you're so beautiful. I love you too. Okay. All right, here we go. This is our last one. Hey, Debbie, I would love for some elementals to help me with my gardening. Yeah, yes. Yeah. Why are they here? Why can't I put them to work instead of them putting me to work? That's a great idea. Okay.
Push back, Gail. Push back.
I got push back. Get out there and work in my garden.
Bring me 3 chocolates a day.
There you go. There you go. All right. Well, let's go ahead and look at that one last question here. Oh, she's back. She's back again.
Susie.
Susie's
being crazy.
I know she's a little frustrated herself. Let's see our next question. Okay, here we go. Hey, is it Melissa? Okay, hey, Dr. Gail and Mary. My guide is a female. She's always around talking with someone else. When I asked to talk with them because I was lost for a while, She told me they aren't ready yet. That she's always around talking with someone else. When I asked to talk with them, because I was lost for a while, she told me they aren't ready yet. Well, that's kind of a strange, huh? I've not heard that before, that the guys are talking to somebody else and saying that you're not ready yet. I'm not sure what kind of job. I'm going to pull out of my Starseed Oracle deck on this. I'm not real sure about that. Do you have any insight on that, Mary, this full card?
It feels like, because it says they aren't ready yet. So yeah. It almost feels like to me like there's something coming up that's going to be happening in the future, but maybe everyone's waiting till that perfect moment in time. Was that
Jump in.
Haha.
Yeah. The blocked you, Melissa. I'm thinking this is Melissa, Meissa. I'm thinking that's what it's supposed to be. But yeah, I'm just not sure that they aren't ready. They aren't ready yet. I've not run into that before. But again, I think Mary's probably right. You got any more to expand on that?
Well, when there have been times when guys have presented themselves to me, but haven't actually interacted with me or talked to me yet.
Yeah, they'll be like in the background.
Yeah, and so that kind of shows me that we're reaching a certain level, but it's not quite that moment in time to really connect, interact with them, and then move forward with them. So this could be just an expanding or an opening that's happening, but we're just waiting for that perfect moment in time before we step forward and connect together.
Yeah. Well, there you go. So, all right, Melissa, there you go. There's a kind of an answer. So I think you're getting ready for something big to happen, and they're asking you to jump into it. So I think it's around the corner. So anyway, thanks everybody for joining us, and we'll see. Check out the Rustic Raven if you want an appointment or need some things from there. So everybody, thank you for joining us, and we'll see you later. Bye.